Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. It's time to take another look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay. This time we're looking at the sales from March 2023. As always, I break down the top 10 lists by decade, so we'll take a look at the top 10 sales for cards from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. This month for the 1950s, there's a little bit of diversity in terms of the cards that made the top 10 list. Not so much for the cards from the 1960s, and from the 1970s, we do have a couple of those PSA registry cards that showed up. Other than that, there's a pretty good selection of cards that made that top 10 list, so let's go take a look. Let's start off with the top 10 cards from the 1950s. Coming in at number 10, we have this great looking 1952 Topps Jackie Robinson in a PSA 4. Other than being off center a little bit, great looking Jackie Robinson card. Bold red background there, great overall color to this card. This one sold on March 14th for $13,095.75. I believe this listing, the seller made a discounted offer for those that were following the card, and someone accepted that discount. It was a buy it now. The VCP average price is $13,408, so this sold right around that average price. Coming in at number 9, we have this 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card in a PSA 7. Definitely an older slab. It does have some significant centering issues left to right. Other than that, a pretty sharp looking card. This one sold on March 25th for just over $14,000. It was a best offer. This sold below the VCP average price of $16,081. Possibly the older slab may have impacted the offer that was accepted for this card. But overall, great looking Hank Aaron rookie card. Number 8, we have the 1951 Bowman Willie Mays rookie card in a PSA 4.5. Great centering, great color. The only detraction to this card is those two vertical print lines down the center of the card, one on each side of his face there. But other than that, great looking copy of the Willie Mays rookie card. This one sold on March 24th for $14,301.24. Again, best offer was accepted. VCP average price $13,212. So this 4.5 sold for about $1,000 over the VCP average price. In some cases, when you do look at these half grades, there may not be many that come up for sale, so that may have a factor into it as well. But overall, good eye appeal there for that 51 Bowman Willie Mays rookie card. In at number 7, check out this 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. It was graded, I think, generously, authentic, altered. I've seen some pretty beat up 52 Topps Mickey Mantles make the top 10 lists over the last year or so, but this one probably takes the cake. As you can see on the front here, there's either it's writing or almost like a stamp of some lettering or so on. You can really tell on the back it is missing chunks of the top of the card. There's some pencil writing on the back. To say this card is beaten up is probably being kind, but it did sell on March 3rd for $19,475. It was a buy it now. Now, when you get into the authentic altered, there could be a wide range of eye appeal for authentic altered, a non-PSA grade copy. The average, though, is $28,707. So obviously, this sold well below that, probably commensurate with the grade. So my question to all of you there, let me know in the comments, if you had $20,000 to spend on a card, would you want to pick up this 52 Topps Mickey Mantle just to say that you own a 52 Topps Mickey Mantle? I'm not sure if I would, but would love to know if you would spend that type of money on this condition 52 Topps Mickey Mantle. All right, on to number 6. We have the 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle rookie card. This one sold on March 18th for $19,500. This is a PSA 4 copy. Other than being a little off center, great looking copy, front and back of Mickey Mantle's rookie card. This was a best offer. VCP average price $20,505, so sold for about $1,000 under the VCP average price. Again, eye appeal may have something to do with that. On to number 5. We have another 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle, also in a PSA 4. This one suffers pretty much from the same centering issues. Nice clean back as well. Very similar in cards. This one sold on March 19th for $19,995. It was a buy it now. Same average there. So this one garnered on March 19th just under $20,000. This one sold for about $500 less a day before. Again, both best, well, buy it now or best offer. Both of them selling below the VCP average price of $20,505. All right, on to card number 4. Another 51 Bowman Willie Mays, this time in a PSA 6. Now, in terms of centering, that previous 4.5, in my opinion, has better centering, but this one does not have those print lines going through the center of the card. So it's tough to say. It's a objective choice whether you find this PSA 6 more eye appealing than that 4.5. To me, centering is key. So even with those lines down the middle, I don't know, would be a tough call. But this PSA 6 sold on March 14th for $22,761.10. This one was an auction and garnered 52 bids. The VCP average price for a PSA 6 is $25,152. So this one fell well short of the VCP average. Again, maybe having to do with the centering on this copy. On to number 3. We have another 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle, also in a PSA 4. Well centered, nice clean front, back. This is my typical PSA 4. You have some corner issues, but all in all, to me, that is a beautiful looking Mickey Mantle rookie card, and the price reflects it. This one sold on March 23rd for $25,500, $5,000 over the VCP average price. And this was a best offer even. Now, what's interesting about this listing, it looked very familiar to me from a sale in February. And in fact, I looked at the serial number. This same exact card was number 4 on last month's top 10 list. It sold on February 1st, had a best offer for $18,000. Now, this isn't a relisting. I checked. The previous month's seller was different than this month's seller. So it looks like someone bought this card back in February for $18,000 and managed to flip it in 1 month for $25,500. Very interesting set of sales here between February and March for this particular 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle rookie card. All right, on to number 2. We have another 52 Topps Jackie Robinson, this time in a PSA 7. Now, the centering here is very similar to that PSA 4 that was on the list earlier here, but definitely the corners are much sharper. Again, great overall coloring to this card that I just love that red background and the offset with the blue cap. Again, a gorgeous Jackie Robinson card. This one sold on March 1st for $36,203. It was an auction, 98 bids, but it sold for about $4,000 less than the VCP average price of $40,902. I don't know how often the PSA 7 copy of this card shows up, so that may have played a part in the difference in the sales here. But again, this was an auction, but fell short of the average price for a PSA 7 of the 52 Topps Jackie Robinson. All right, on to card number 1 from the 1950s. We have another 54 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card, this one in a PSA 8. Now, compared to that previous PSA 7, this is head and shoulders above that PSA 7. It does look like it is an older slab, maybe not as old as that previous copy on the top 10 list there, but just a gorgeous copy of that card. Sold on March 19th for $39,200. Another auction, 25 bids that fell about $7,000 short of the VCP average price of a PSA 8 of $46,240. Again, I don't know how many PSA 8s have been sold on PSA on eBay lately, and maybe a previous sale was back in the heyday of the little bubble there we had in 2020 and 2021. So that may have resulted in that VCP average price of the $46,000 compared to what it realized in March of $39,200, but definitely a great looking Hank Aaron rookie card. All right, on to the cards from the 1960s. Coming in at number 10, we have the 1961 Topps Willie Mays MVP card. This is, I believe, a high number series, PSA 9. Great looking front. You do have a little bit of those fish eyes showing up in that great blue background there. Love the design of the MVP series of the 61 Topps set. The back's a little bit off center, but all in all, I think maybe for this is an older slab, was still able to garnish a PSA 9 grade. This one sold on March 7th for $5,500. Best offer, the VCP average price for this card is a little over $3,700. So this was a premium over the VCP average price. The PSA 9 population is 43. There's only one PSA 10 copy graded. Coming in at number 9, we have the 1961 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. Great looking card. Centering maybe just off a little bit, but this is a newer slab. So if you go by, the grading standards have become a little bit, tight for PSA recently. That could be a very valid PSA 8. This one sold on March 6th for $5,999. It was a buy it now. VCP average price $5,880. So not too much above the average price for that PSA 8 61 Topps Mickey Mantle. Coming in at number 8, we have another Mickey Mantle, the 1963 Topps in a PSA 8. Back's off center a little bit, but again, the key is the front of these 63 Topps cards, especially with that bottom colored border. Any little bit of chipping on that knocks down the grade of that card. Well centered, overall great looking copy. This one sold on March 19th for $6,000. It was a buy it now and almost spot on the VCP average price of $6,099 for this PSA 8 63 Topps Mickey Mantle. On to number 7. We have the first appearance of the 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card in a PSA 8. The front looks great, a little bit off center, a little diamond centering there. The back, though, really looks off center there as well, but still garnered a PSA 8. Somewhat older slab, not a real old slab, but sort of the mid-range in terms of the history of the PSA slab there. This one sold on March 20th for $7,462. It was an auction, 39 bids. average VCP price for a PSA 8, $7,739, so about $300 under the VCP average. And again, maybe the overall eye appeal for this 8 with the slight diamond centering may have had a factor in the ultimate sale price of this card. On to number 6. Yes, another 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card. Again, the front is a lot better centered than the previous copy. The back, again, has a little bit of that diamond centering that we saw on the number 7 card on the list here. This one sold on March 26th for $7,750. Another auction, 43 bids, and that same average price of $7,739. So this was closer to the average, again, compared to number 7, which sold for $7,400. This was $7,750, so maybe a slightly higher premium there on the overall eye appeal and the centering of this copy versus the other copy. All right, on to number 5. We have the first appearance of the 1963 Topps Pete Rose rookie card in a PSA 7. Overall, great looking copy. You do have that one little print mark there up in the top blue border. To me, it just takes a little bit away from the overall eye appeal, but centering's there. Overall color is there. Sharp card, sold on March 4th for $7,919.12. It was a buy it now, and the average VCP price is $4,341. So someone really liked this card and was willing to pay a super premium for it over the VCP average price. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was a lack of research. Interesting to know exactly what was going on here with this particular sale. But for $7,900, when the average PSA 7 is going for $4,300, I don't know. Seems a little bit of an odd sale for me, but nonetheless, it was reported by eBay as selling for that price on March 4th. All right, on to card number 4. We have another 63 Topps Pete Rose rookie card, but this time in a 7.5. Now, to me, if you look at the centering, that PSA 7 is centered a lot better than this 7.5. Again, to me, just the eye appeal, I'd much rather have that 7 than the 7.5. Now, this 7.5 sold on March 2nd for $8,000. So less than $100 difference between that PSA 7 and the 7.5. This was the best offer. Now, the VCP average price on the 7.5 is $6,500. So this one, again, sold for a big premium over the average VCP price. Now, the previous sale for a 7.5 was in November of 2021 for $6,500. So there hasn't been a sale of a 7.5 since 2021. So that may be a factor. One hasn't come up in such a long time, and someone was looking for that grade and may be willing to pay a premium for it. All right, on to card number 3. We have the 1960 Topps Ustremsky rookie card in a beautiful PSA 8.5. This one sold on March 30th for $8,995.99. It was a buy it now, and that's the VCP average price because the last PSA 8.5 sold back in 2021 for a penny under $10,000. So based on that sale, this was a pretty good bargain, $1,000 less than the previous sale. Gorgeous looking 1960 Topps Ustremsky rookie card. All right, on to card number 2. We have another 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card in another PSA 8. Now, this one, again, sold for a much higher premium. Another auction, 51 bids, $9,200 on March 14th. This one sold for a premium. The previous two sold for right around the average or just under the average price. This one, however, for whatever reason, garnered a lot of bids, heavy bids, and sold for a premium over the average price of $7,739. Again, interesting to find that this PSA 8, this particular copy, as opposed to the other two, sold for a much higher premium. I guess you never know with an auction. If you have at least two very interested bidders, you could get that price jacked up as opposed to another auction that may not have as much interest. So very interesting sale here for the 68 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card. And card number 1. We have another 68 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card, but this one is an 8.5. And if you notice, that 0.5 makes a big difference for this Nolan Ryan rookie card. This one sold for $28,500 back on March 17th. It was a best offer. The VCP average price is $21,341. $7,000 over the average price for an 8.5. Again, some of these sales are very interesting this month, how they compare to the average price for these cards. Sometimes a premium is justified. Sometimes, in this case, I don't know, may not always make sense to me, but nonetheless, this one sold for $7,000 over the VCP average price for that 8.5, but on the front, that is a great looking Nolan Ryan rookie card. All right, let's wrap things up by taking a look at the cards from the 1970s. Coming in at number 10, we have this 1973 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 9. Sharp looking card. I don't see anything wrong with it. That is a great looking Willie Mays card. It's his last card. He does have a 74 World Series card, I believe, but this is his last solo card. So there's a lot of interest in a Hall of Famer's last playing day card. This one sold on March 12th for $2,700. It was a best offer, about $900 over the VCP average price of $1,858. In a PSA 9, there are 150 graded copies, but only 3 PSA 10s. All right, coming in at number 9, we have the 1975 Topps Mike Schmidt in a PSA 9. Great looking card. Love the overall colors of this Schmidt card from 75. This one sold on March 20th for $2,750. It was an auction. There was only one bidder, and it sold for that opening bid price of $2,750, about $400 over the average VCP price of $2,304. Now, in a PSA 5, there are 101 copies, but there's only one PSA 10. All right, on to card number 9, or 8. It's the 1979 Topps Ozzie Smith rookie card in a PSA 9. If you're familiar with this Ozzie Smith rookie card, you know that centering is key for this rookie card, as it is so hard to find well centered. Again, the centering isn't perfect, but as copies of this 79 Topps Ozzie Smith go, it is nearly perfect. This one sold on March 19th for $2,750. It was an auction, 41 bids, a little bit below the average VCP price of $3,058, about $300 under the average. Now, there's no reported previous sale of a PSA 10. PSA 9 population is 390. In a PSA 10, there is a population of 5. All right, moving on to card number 7. We have a 1970 Topps Cory Ustremsky in a PSA 9. This one sold on March 21st for $2,800. Gorgeous card. I'm personally looking for this card myself to add to my collection, and I know how hard it is to find this card well centered. This one was an auction for 21 bids. The VCP average price $2,800, and the reason being the last 9 sold back in 2021 for $1,144. There are 17 PSA 9s, but no PSA 10s of this 1970 Topps Ustremsky All-Star card. On to card number 6. We have the 1970 Topps Thurman Munson rookie card in a gorgeous PSA 9. Again, other than maybe the centering on the back, this is a perfect looking card. Just overall great card of Thurman Munson's rookie card. Sold on March 28th for $3,500. It was an auction. Again, this time only one interested bidder at that $3,500 price. It is a little bit higher than the VCP average price of $3,122. But again, the eye appeal on this PSA 9 is just outstanding. In a PSA 9, the population is 88. In a PSA 10, there are only 4 copies. All right, on to number 5. We have the 1974 Topps Cory Stremsky in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 6th for $4,495.75. It was a buy it now, and that is the current average price because the last PSA 10 sold back in 2019 for $1,798.30. There are only 10 PSA 10s. Now, I do have to say I have a little bit of an issue with this PSA 10. If you've been following my series here, you know sometimes I'm a little critical on some of the PSA 10 grades. And if you notice down in the bottom left corner there appears to be just a print mark or something on the front of the card there. Centering isn't the best on the back. Again, if I were to grade this, I probably would not have given it a 10, probably a solid 9. But still, it is slabbed as a PSA 10 and commanded PSA 10 prices. All right, on to card number 4. We have the 1971 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 8. Whenever you can find a 1971 Topps card of a Hall of Famer in a high grade of at least a PSA 8, you know that price is going to be pretty high. This one sold on March 25th for $3,600. It was a buy it now, about $1,100 higher or above the VCP average price of $2,577. The highest sale for a PSA 8 was not too long ago, March 5th of 2023 for $3,840. The reason why that card did not make this particular top 10 list was it was a PWCC auction, and this top 10 list I'm only looking at sales on eBay. But that would have surpassed this particular copy here that sold for $3,600. So this one was right near the all-time high sale for a PSA copy of this Roberto Clemente card. Great looking card. All right, on to card number 3. This is the first of what I deem the PSA registry cards. We have the 1975 Topps Dick Tidrow in a PSA 10. Now, I have to admit, I love the color scheme of this card and the overall look of this card. The red Yankees, the yellow and green combination of the background, that portrait shot there, the facsimile signature. To me, that is a great looking card. I don't think Dick Tidrow had a great career. Maybe Yankees fans can correct me on that. But overall, I think that is just a great looking vintage card. This one sold on March 27th for $4,494. It was an auction, 9 bids, and that is the current average price for a PSA 10. Because the last PSA 10 sold for $325 all the way back in 2015. And the previous sale before that was $392 back in 2009. There are only 4 PSA 10 copies of that 1975 Topps Dick Tidrow, and I'd venture to say that all 4 copies are in someone's PSA registry set. All right, on to card number 2. We have typically a card that shows up on the top 10 list, the 1975 Topps George Brett in a PSA 9. Love the centering, love the colors. Don't see really anything wrong with this card. Maybe a little bit off center on the back, preventing it from being a PSA 10. Maybe just something slightly different or off on the corners. This appears to be a newer slab, so they were very picky in determining this is a PSA 9. Great looking copy of the George Brett rookie card. This sold on March 28th for $4,550. It was a best offer and almost spot on. The VCP average price of $4,521. In a PSA 9, there are 315 copies, but only 11 PSA 10s. All right, on to the number one sale from the 1970s for March 2023 is another PSA registry card. We have the 1971 Topps Bill Freehand in a PSA 9. Great looking card. Nothing against Bill Freehand. It's really hard to find some of these cards. High number series, I believe. PSA 9. Great centering. I think that is spot on for the grade. This one sold on March 28th for $6,000. It was a buy it now, and of course that is the current average price for this PSA 9, because the last one sold back in 2020 for $1,230. And before that, one sold for $760 all the way back in 2006. There are only 3 PSA 9s and no PSA 10s. Would love to know your thoughts in the comments of the cards that made this month's top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.